As the fog of the San Francisco Bay lifts, we find ourselves at the epicenter of the tech universe, nestled between the rolling hills of Northern California. This is the place they call Silicon Valley. Yet, the origins of this global nerve center are not as clear as its shimmering glass towers and high-tech campuses. The seeds for this technological garden were sown far earlier than most know, back in the turbulent times of World War II. In those days, Silicon Valley was known as the Valley of Heart's Delight, an idyllic landscape of verdant fruit orchards and farmlands, seemingly worlds away from the humming tech hub it would become. In the early 1940s, the U.S. Navy set up a radio research lab on Stanford University's campus, seeking technological advancements for the war effort. This marked the beginning of Stanford's significant role in the transformation of the valley. It's not commonly known, but the term Silicon Valley was coined in the 1970s, long after the technological revolution began simmering in the quiet orchards. Frederick Terman, Stanford's Dean of Engineering, is often hailed as the father of Silicon Valley. His vision was to create a local industrial base that could support the university's educational and research missions. To achieve this, Terman encouraged his students, like William Hewlett and David Packard, to start their own companies locally. This marked the genesis of the entrepreneurial culture in the region and the birth of its first tech giant, Hewlett-Packard, in a humble Palo Alto garage. Meanwhile, the Cold War spurred a demand for electronic advancements, leading to a boom in the local electronics industry. The government poured funding into the region, transforming it into a high-tech defense industry hub. This period of growth was further ignited by the invention of the silicon transistor at Bell Labs in New Jersey in 1947. Silicon, abundant in the valley's soil and a superior conducting material, became the foundation for the burgeoning electronics industry. However, the true metamorphosis occurred when Robert Noyce and Jack Kilby independently developed the integrated circuit or microchip, shrinking electronic circuits onto a tiny piece of silicon. This revolutionized the electronics industry, leading to the miniaturization of electronics and the birth of the digital age. This breakthrough spurred the growth of a myriad of tech companies in the valley, securing its status as the ultimate tech destination. Yet, the evolution of Silicon Valley is not just a story of technological advancements. It's the tale of a unique culture that fostered innovation. The valley thrived on a culture of openness, collaboration, and risk-taking, a stark contrast to the rigid corporate structures of the East Coast. This maverick spirit, combined with the fortuitous proximity to venture capital, shaped the valley into a fertile ground for startups. This culture is a significant part of the Silicon Valley narrative, as important as the silicon chips themselves. From an unassuming valley of orchards to the global epicenter of technological innovation, Silicon Valley's journey is shrouded in a mystique that's as intriguing as the technologies it has birthed. Its history is a testament to human ingenuity, a story of visionaries who dared to dream and build a future that was beyond their time. The roots of this tech giant stretch deep into the past, and its fruits continue to shape our future. As we delve deeper, we journey back to the era of the 1950s, a pivotal time for the evolution of Silicon Valley. This period saw the birth of the semiconductor industry, an event that would redefine the technological landscape worldwide and lay the foundation for the advancements that we witness today. The invention of the transistor in 1947 by Bell Labs was a game-changer, setting the stage for a revolution that would alter the course of technology. With this invention, electronic devices could now be miniaturized, making them more practical and accessible. In the 1950s, the Stanford Industrial Park was established, marking another key milestone in the valley's history. It was a project initiated by Stanford University's attempt to lease its land to high-tech companies, an unprecedented move for an academic institution. The goal was not just to generate income for the university, but also to create an environment that promoted innovation by bringing academia and industry under one roof. This park would later evolve into the globally renowned Stanford Research Park, housing an impressive roster of high-tech companies. The genesis of the semiconductor industry in Silicon Valley was further propelled by William Shockley, a brilliant physicist and one of the co-inventors of the transistor at Bell Labs. Shockley, who was born in Palo Alto, returned to his roots in 1956 and started Shockley Semiconductor Laboratory, the first company in the Valley to work on silicon semiconductor devices. Even though the company failed, it played a significant role in gathering a group of bright minds in the Valley, the Traitorous Eight, who would later leave Shockley's firm to start Fairchild Semiconductor in 1957. Fairchild Semiconductor's founding team included Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore, who would later establish Intel, and Eugene Kleiner, who would co-found the pioneering venture capital firm Kleiner Perkins. The laissez-faire leadership style at Fairchild Semiconductor and the spin-off companies it spawned, known as Fairchildren, played a crucial role in shaping Silicon Valley's culture of openness and innovation. This move away from the hierarchical and formal corporate structures of the East Coast, combined with the pioneering spirit of the West, was instrumental in fostering an environment that encouraged risk-taking and innovation. The story of Silicon Valley is a testament to how a confluence of factors, a conducive culture, the availability of venture capital, and a critical mass of brilliant minds can trigger a revolution that would change the world. Yet, the story doesn't end there. Each chapter of this narrative unravels an intriguing facet of Silicon Valley's history, a tale imbued with vision, courage, and relentless pursuit of the impossible. As we continue our journey, we will explore more about the key players and events that have shaped this unique ecosystem. The fascinating journey of Silicon Valley is not just about technological milestones, but also a reflection of humanity's persistent quest for innovation and progress. Our narrative now brings us to a pivotal period in Silicon Valley's history. A new era dawned in the 1970s, marked by the birth of several influential startups that would drive the future of technology. Xerox PARC, for instance, incubated ideas that would eventually form the basis of modern computing. The creation of the graphical user interface, object-oriented programming, and laser printing were some of the groundbreaking innovations to emerge from this creative hotbed. Around the same time, a group of young, ambitious engineers left the security of their jobs at Shockley Semiconductor Laboratory to establish Fairchild Semiconductor. This bold step, often referred to as the Traitorous Eight, was a significant departure from the norm and heralded the birth of the startup culture that dominates Silicon Valley today. Fairchild Semiconductor, in turn, gave birth to seminal companies such as Intel, AMD, and National Semiconductor, which would go on to shape the global technology landscape. Meanwhile, venture capitalists began to take notice of the burgeoning tech industry in Silicon Valley. The creation of the first venture capital firm, Draper, Gaither, and Anderson, in 1958, marked the advent of a novel form of funding. This model allowed investors to provide capital to nascent startups in return for equity. This sea change in the capital sourcing landscape sparked a flurry of innovation, as entrepreneurs no longer needed to rely on traditional banks or personal savings to fund their ventures. This significant infusion of capital was instrumental in fueling Silicon Valley's exponential growth. The 1980s and 1990s witnessed the tech boom, an era of unprecedented growth and prosperity in the Silicon Valley. This period saw the rise of giants such as Apple, Microsoft, and Oracle. The introduction of the personal computer by Apple in 1984, which brought computing into the homes of ordinary people, marked a significant shift in the technology landscape. The tech boom also saw the emergence of the Internet, which revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate. Companies like Netscape led the charge in web browsing, while others like Yahoo and Google redefined the way we search for information. This era of rapid technological advancement and commercial success attracted the brightest minds from around the world, instilling an even greater sense of dynamism and innovation in Silicon Valley. However, the tech boom was not without its pitfalls. The dot-com bubble of the late 1990s served as a stark reminder of the risks associated with rapid, unchecked growth. The collapse of highly valued dot-com companies led to a severe economic downturn, shaking the tech world to its core. Yet, even in the face of adversity, Silicon Valley's spirit remained unbroken, fostering a resilience that would pave the way for the next wave of innovation. Thus, the story of Silicon Valley is a riveting tale of courage, determination, and unyielding belief in the transformative power of technology. Each chapter in its history reveals an ecosystem that thrives on innovation, embraces risk, and relentlessly pursues the next frontier in technology. As the journey continues, one can only speculate about the exciting future chapters yet to be written in this epic saga of technological revolution. It's impossible to talk about the modern world without acknowledging the profound impact of Silicon Valley. The region has been instrumental in shaping the landscape of technology we see today, transcending geographical borders and leaving an indelible mark on the global stage. This Californian region is now synonymous with technological innovation, economic prosperity, and societal change, making it an influential player in determining the course of our future. Silicon Valley's influence on technology cannot be overstated. It is home to many of the world's largest high-tech corporations and thousands of startup companies, each playing their part in the continuous cycle of technological innovation. The emergence of new technologies, such as artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and blockchain, owes a great deal to the entrepreneurial spirit and technical expertise found within the boundaries of Silicon Valley. Here, the products and services that have become part of our everyday lives, from smartphones to social media, online shopping to digital media, have been conceived, developed, and refined. Beyond technology, Silicon Valley has also had a significant impact on the global economy. Its high concentration of wealth and tech companies has helped to fuel financial growth, while its innovative products and services have created new markets and opportunities worldwide. New business models have been born out of Silicon Valley, disrupting established industries and redefining how we conduct business. The sharing economy, characterized by companies like Uber and Airbnb, and the gig economy, exemplified by platforms like TaskRabbit and Upwork, are just two examples of how Silicon Valley's innovations have shaped a global economy. The societal impact of Silicon Valley is equally profound. The technologies emanating from the region have drastically changed the way we communicate, work, learn, and entertain ourselves. They have made our lives more connected, yet paradoxically, more solitary. They have democratized access to information, yet also raised serious concerns about privacy and security. The continuous push for technological advancement has led to a global conversation about the ethical implications of technologies, such as artificial intelligence and data mining. As we look towards the future, it's clear that Silicon Valley will continue to play a pivotal role in shaping it. The region shows no signs of slowing down, with burgeoning fields like biotechnology, clean energy, and quantum computing all showing promise for the next wave of groundbreaking innovations. The relentless drive to innovate, coupled with a willingness to take risks, ensures Silicon Valley remains at the forefront of technological progress. However, this future is not without challenges. Issues such as income inequality, housing affordability, and diversity in the tech sector are increasingly being brought to the forefront. How Silicon Valley navigates these issues will not only determine its own future, but could potentially set a precedent for other tech hubs around the world. In conclusion, the impact of Silicon Valley has been transformative, with the region continually pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Despite the challenges it faces, the region's spirit of innovation, resilience, and drive gives us reason to anticipate a future of exciting possibilities and technological milestones yet to be achieved. The closing chapters of Silicon Valley's story are yet to be written, with each passing year bringing new paradigms, opportunities, and challenges. As we look towards the horizon, a new set of questions come to light. Can Silicon Valley continue to sustain its innovative prowess in an increasingly competitive global landscape? How will it address the emerging challenges, and what role will it play in our rapidly changing world? At the heart of these questions is the concept of growth and sustainability. The rapid expansion of Silicon Valley in recent decades has brought unprecedented wealth and progress, but also a host of societal implications. The region has witnessed a drastic increase in cost of living, making it increasingly difficult for many to afford a home. This has exacerbated wealth disparities, leading to a growing divide between the haves and have-nots. As these challenges continue to escalate, one cannot help but question whether the region can sustain its growth without addressing these pressing issues. Moreover, the diversity challenge in Silicon Valley continues to be a subject of heated debate. Despite numerous initiatives to address this issue, progress has been slow. The tech industry remains heavily dominated by a certain demographic, leading to a lack of representation and inclusivity. This has raised concerns about the industry's ability to innovate effectively and cater to a diverse global audience. It is evident, therefore, that for Silicon Valley to maintain its position at the forefront of innovation, it will need to prioritize diversity and inclusion. Emerging technologies also present a new frontier of challenges for Silicon Valley. Artificial intelligence, for example, holds immense promise, but also raises ethical and societal questions. How will Silicon Valley navigate the potential pitfalls of AI and ensure that this technology is developed and used responsibly? Similarly, advances in biotechnology and genetic engineering offer exciting possibilities, but also pose complex ethical dilemmas. Silicon Valley's ability to address these challenges will have profound implications for the future of technology and society. While these questions remain, one thing is clear: Silicon Valley's role in the world is evolving. The region, once known primarily for its hardware and software innovations, is now increasingly looked upon as a thought leader and policy influencer. Its decisions on matters such as data privacy, cybersecurity, and ethical technology use are shaping global norms and standards. The region's approach to addressing its internal challenges can also set a precedent for other global tech hubs. In this rapidly changing landscape, Silicon Valley stands at a crucial crossroads. The decisions it makes in the coming years will not only shape its own future, but also the future of technology, society, and our world at large. As we conclude our exploration of Silicon Valley's secret origins, we can only wait, watch, and speculate on the twists and turns that lie ahead. One thing, however, remains certain: the region's spirit of innovation, resilience, and drive will continue to shape our future in ways we can only begin to imagine.